guys, what's up? It's Joe Rady from Rady's Rides, and I am back here at Walker Ford on a rainy Florida day, but guess what? That does not stop Rady's Rides from bringing the reviews to you. What we have is, this is it. The party is officially over. This is a 2019 Ford Fiesta ST. Now, if you have been living under a rock or in some cave far, far away, you would know that Ford is cutting out all passenger car production here in the United States. Cars like the Focus, gone. The Fusion is going. The Taurus is gone. Obviously, the Focus RS and the Focus ST, both are gone. But for one final year, 2019, they've decided to produce the Fiesta ST. And it's a shame that the party is over, because this is a fun little hatchback, a hot hatch that has tons of great handling, some of that peppy performance underneath the hood, and just some styling that really separates it from the rest of the hatchback crowd. Now, what's interesting, if you're one of my subscribers across the pond in, say, England or Germany or whatnot, you guys are already enjoying your 2019 Ford Fiesta ST. You're enjoying the next generation, that inline 3-cylinder, active exhaust, launch control. You guys are having all the fun. This one is fun, not as much as yours, but let's go ahead and talk about what we have here in the States, the final year, final generation of the 2019 Fiesta ST. What separates the ST from your normal Fiesta is this whole front fascia. I like the way they brought some aggression into such a small, tiny car. I like how with the front fascia you have these lower side areas that actually incorporates into functional aerodynamics. You have really nice fog lights. I love this magnetic gray color. It really works with the car, and in the sun it has a nice shine to it. Love the front grille area. It's that traditional hexagonal grille. ST. ST stands for Sports Technology. So underneath that hood is something a little extra fun. It's a 1.6 liter turbocharged EcoBoost motor. It puts out a tick over 200 horsepower, and it's mated to a nice slick shifting 6-speed transmission. I love the way on the front of the STs how they incorporated the lower lip spoiler. Just a very cohesive package, and I really like that about the car. Let's go ahead and go to the side, and you're gonna see some differences here. Now, this one has the optional painted wheels. You get these beautiful gloss black painted wheels, the red calipers, very nicely done, works perfect with the gray. This is a 17-inch wheel. Remember, when we say 17 inches, we're talking about the diameter of the wheel. If I'm gonna zonk it, I wish they would have went with a black Ford logo cap here in the center. But I do like the red caliper. Even though it doesn't add to performance, it helps pop with the darker colors of the body and the wheel. Let's go ahead and continue down the side. You have these nice integrated turn signals. Obviously, since this car, it's the last of the generation, we're not up to LEDs yet. I'm sure if they would have carried it over, we would have had LED turn signals, but you have traditional bulb turn signals in the side mirrors. I like the shape of them. You can see how they put some aerodynamic aid into the mirror when air is traveling over this. As we progress down the side, everything here is standard Fiesta, but when you drop down to the side, you can see this nice long body colored matching side skirt. I like the way it sticks out to a point to where you're going to be able to get in and out of the car without bumping into it, and it helps make such a small size car look more aggressive. As we work our way to the back, I really like this part of the Fiesta ST. I like the corner window here, and it has a very nice rear spoiler off the back of the hatch. Gives it such a fun rally car look. And that's the thing with this car, is that if you are a fan of World Rally competition, Ford runs the Fiesta in that championship, obviously much more modified. But it would be nice, I think, that if they ever brought this back to the United States or even across the world, how about flare out some of this fender? You can see there's just a tad here, but that's normal Fiesta. If they would have went just a little bit further, I think it would have added with the aggression of this car. One of my favorite things about this car is I love the rear end. Now, this is a fake design down here, but it does look great with the gray. The lower diffuser, I like the shape of it, and it has just a very simple twin exhaust here on the side. Nothing too aggressive. Now, like I said, with the 2019 ST that's available in Europe, you get an actual active exhaust, and it makes all the right pops and bangs like you would expect. But very clean out the rear. You have the ST logo. Very nice setup. Speaking of setups, let's go ahead and check out that EcoBoost engine underneath the hood. It's very unassuming. The way that the engineers have developed the front suspension really allows this car to handle, and many have said that this outhandles a Focus ST any day of the week. Only difference is going to be that power. Speaking of power, let's go ahead and start up this EcoBoost engine. All right, guys, here we are inside the 2019 Fiesta ST. Now, this one is fully loaded. If you're wondering MSRP, you're coming in at MSRP around $24,500. Obviously, Walker Ford is here to work with you. So when it comes to the price on this final edition of the Fiesta, you definitely want to give Tracy a call because they really can work the magic here. You can see really the cream of the crop of the option list is going to be these Recaro seats. Now remember, the Recaros are a little bit tighter. I do like the use of the leather and the cloth material. They really hold you into place. And if you're saying, hey, you're in a Fiesta, is this really, you're going to be going that quick? This thing really handles like it's on rails. And I promise you, you'll be showing up a lot of faster cars if the road is super tight and twisty, or that road course you're on is super tight or twisty, because this thing really handles super well the way the engineers set up the whole suspension and whatnot. If you look in the interior, I really like the material that they're using. One way to describe the dash material, it's almost like an orange peel texture. What's really nice though is that it's soft to the touch and it doesn't have a lot of sheen on it. So if you're driving and the sun is hitting it, you're not going to get a ton of glare. You could see how they have the placement of the infotainment system. Now this is one area that I'm going to zonk it. I like the way it has infotainment system. This one does have a nice size screen and everything, but this area right here, I know that if I was able to show you the one that's over in Europe, much different. But hey, it does get the job done. I do like the simplicity of the Sony controls. It has the sync system, so you're able to sync it up really well. 1, 2, 3 with your cell phone with Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. This area down here, at first it looks a little cumbersome with a lot of buttons, but it's very easy to use once you figure it out. So all your AC controls are right around the circle here, and then you have very simple but very functional knobs for your cooling. You do have heated seats, which is nice to have, and then this is really what you're going to enjoy every day that you drive this car. Very nice slick shifting transmission, 6-speed, made it to that EcoBoost engine. Depending on how quick you are with that arm and your feet, you're looking around 0 to 60 in about 6.7 seconds, which in a car that has 201 horsepower, not too bad, because you're going to compare this to like the BRZ or the Mazda Miata, even though it is a hatchback. But remember, it is a hot hatch. Speaking of being hot, come on over here and I'll show you the driver's side where all the fun's going to be taking place for you. All right, guys, here we are, driver's side, the business end. I like the shape of the steering wheel. One thing I'm not really the biggest fan with is the horn button. I know that's a nitpicking zonk, but I wish the horn button was more like in the Focus. I do like the use of the extra silver. It'd be nice if it was a flat bottom steering wheel, because you can see that with the way the Recaros work, your legs are going to be more tilted because of the angle of the seat, and it does get a little bit close. Remember, I'm 6 feet tall. I do like to sit on the wheel rather than far back. I know that's really a big, huge preference. When it comes to gauge layout, simple, but it works. You have your tachometer, you have your speedometer, both analog. You're going to get different information that comes up on the center stack here, right in between the gauges, but just very functional, because remember, this is a subcompact car, the standard Fiesta that is your subcompact car, and that's what we're working with. Talking about what we're working with, look at these wonderful pedals down here. You got aluminum pedals, very easy to use. Heel toe, the problem with the Fords is the gas pedal is a little too far down. They do sell spacers to bring the gas pedal a little bit closer so that when you go to heel toe, it's going to be consistent each and every time. Ford really needs to take a page from Subaru's WRX and STI playbook, because that really works extremely well. Overall seating position is really great. If I'm going to throw another zonk, it would have to be on the door panels. The plastic up top is a little on the hard side, same with the door pull, and then you have this cloth here. I wish they would have went with a little bit leather material, because I think this would wear a lot better if it was leather. But I'm gonna go back to my original statement. This is based off a Fiesta, which that is your subcompact car. Same thing with the e-brake and the armrest. It's harder plastic and not really enjoyable to touch. But at the end of the day, you're looking at that lower price point, and those are certain things that you're gonna expect. Let's go ahead and check out the back seat, and also very important, that cargo area, because that's really one of the reasons why you get a hatchback. Let's check it out. All right guys, we're in the back seat of the 2019 Fiesta ST. It's gonna be cramped in here because, like I said, it is a subcompact. I'm 6 feet tall. I left the seat in place. I didn't want to fool anybody and move the seat all the way forward and say, hey, look at all this space you got. The good news is that headroom, pretty good. So I wouldn't really want to drive 300 miles in this car, but to be taking a short distance, even being a larger person, it's really not too bad when it comes to headroom. Seats are pretty comfortable. The only place that I'm gonna have a problem is my knees hitting the seat. Now they do have a little bit of a cutout here in the back of the seat, and they are leather. So if people are gonna wear their knees back and forth on this thing as they get in and out, it's gonna wear really well with these nice Recaros. Same thing with the door panels. You got the harder plastic. There's a 12 volt back here and one cup holder. There's no USB or anything like that. Very simple, very practical, but very fun. That's gonna be the whole thing. And really think about it, Fiesta, party should be fun, but remember, the party is over. Let's go ahead and check out the cargo area and see what kind of room you have back there. All right guys, so we're at probably the most important part of a hatchback, especially because this is that pocket rocket, that hot hatch. As we open up the hatchback, you can see the great amount of usable space that's in the back of the car. What's really interesting, I'm gonna pull up this panel here. This actually has a spare tire. Now, I know you're probably saying, well, what's the big deal about that? Lots of cars, they're getting rid of that to save weight, to save cost. You could add it back in. This one has it. Don't have to worry about a can of flat fix and being stuck somewhere. When it comes to the overall room, this is what you got, but watch. Once you press the buttons on both sides of the seats, which is really easy to do, you flip down the 60-40 split, look how much space you have for such a small car. And that's what really makes this car so valuable, is not that it puts a big grin on your face, because it's gonna. I promise you, when you drive this car, it puts a big smile on your face, but you have that usability of each and every day, which would make this a perfect daily driver and have the fun factor. Speaking of fun, speaking of driving, let's put the two together and take this one for a spin. Guys, we rolled out of Walker Ford and we're in the 2019 Fiesta ST. Every time I get into one of these, really the smile just grows on your face because of just how, first of all, easy it is to drive. Second of all, just how fun it is to drive. The sounds, I know that Ford is pumping some of that sound into the cabin and it's quote unquote simulated, but hey, your brain doesn't know the difference really. I'm telling you right now, it sounds really good to hear that intake noise, hear the turbo spooling up. It just adds to the whole overall experience of driving, and that's what this car is all about. Even though it's a subcompact, even though, you know, many people would say, oh, it's just a Fiesta, it's about fun with that EcoBoost motor, that 1.6 EcoBoost. I'm in second gear, roads are a little wet, but it's just very smooth. Clutch, ultralight. If you're gonna use this as a daily driver and you're concerned because there's traffic on your route, I would not be that concerned because the clutch is super light, it modulates very well, and when you get on the gas, the great news about this is that you're not waiting for the boost to build up and then kick in all of a sudden. It's a nice, smooth, linear transition, and it just helps with the whole overall driving experience, especially if you're gonna merge into lanes or whatnot. But I'm in fourth gear and just rolling onto it, it has a nice pickup to it, and that really helps as well. So you're not gonna be constantly having to search and downshift into the next gear to go. It does have that ability that if you're in a certain gear like fourth and you're rolling around at, you know, say 45 miles an hour, it's gonna allow you to just go and not have to downshift to third. Like I said, I think the biggest issue for heel toe downshifting is that gas pedal is a little too far away from the brake pedal, and that makes the whole transition a little harder. But tipping into this left turn, obviously it's front wheel drive, so you're not gonna get that all-wheel drive grip, but it really does hold. Nice sound coming to it. You know, the roads are a little wet, so obviously I'm gonna take it a little bit more gingerly than if the roads were dry. But just overall, when you're in this car, you don't feel like you're in a subcompact Fiesta. It feels like a car that you're able to do more with, and that's what I like about it. I'm gonna go ahead, that's down to fourth. Third, I'm gonna roll on the gas. Pulls very nicely. Great sound, great feel. Like I said earlier, I like the size of the steering wheel. Where this infotainment screen is, it may not be sexy, but the great news is that it's easy to read and very legible. And that's what I like about that setup. I think, like I said, with the newer generation Fiesta STs that they have over in Europe, this whole area has changed, and you're not gonna run into the same type of arrangement that's making it just a little awkward. I don't know, there's just something about this being so high. But what's nice is that you're not gonna have any major glare or whatnot from the car. AC controls, easy to use. Seats, like I said earlier, are heated. If you have not sat in Recaros, my advice is get down to Walker Ford, see Tracy, and really take this car for a test drive, because in the end, it's your rear end, it's your money, and I want you to be comfortable if you're gonna drive this every day. For me, being a car enthusiast, I'm willing to put up with a little bit of squeeze, so to speak, with the seats, and I actually enjoy driving it like that. But for some people, it may be a little too painful on the hips and whatnot, and it may not be the right car for you. And that's okay, because there are other options with other brands and whatnot. Visibility is great. It's easy to see out the back, it's easy to see out the sides, and really lots of headroom, which is nice too. So you don't feel claustrophobic in this car, because there are subcompact cars where you do feel claustrophobic and have that tight feeling. But even over the transitions and the bump, very smooth. The steering has a nice tightness to it, and it doesn't feel too artificial. That's the problem with a lot of electric steering racks, is that the feel is too artificial. But with this, it has a nice feel to where you really feel connected to those front wheels. I'm gonna go ahead and do this little loop here. Very smooth. I'm gonna go ahead and get on it a little bit, see if we break traction at all. No. Second gear. Nice sound. Shifting is awesome. I love the play on the shifter. It could be a little bit shorter on the throws, but the feel of it is nice. And that's what you're gonna want if you're driving this every day, is you want that nice feel every time you engage each individual gear. Riding around in traffic, it's a breeze. This is a perfect commuter car, especially, like I said, when it comes to the visibility. I do like the placement of the A-pillars. It really doesn't create huge blind spots, which is kind of nice, like in some other cars. Side mirrors are great, the shape of them, the size. One thing I really like that Ford does is that they put the separate mirror in there to give you a better, wider angle to see who's next to you. I think really the thing that's bothering me, if I was to stare at this all day, is just the gauge cluster. I would like to see a little bit more pizzazz. All right, guys, we're gonna try this U-turn thing again here. Like I said, the car is front wheel drive, so that's one thing to be aware of, especially when roads are wet. But coming out second gear, it gets a little bit of slip, but not bad. Third gear, nice. I love the sound. I'm telling you, you gotta drive one of these Fiestas. They are a ton of fun, and it's a shame, Ford, why are you getting rid of these cars? But anyways, I'm ready to wrap this one up, so I'll see you back at Walker Ford in 1 second. All right, guys, it's been a wonderful day here at Walker Ford. Even though it's cloudy, even though it's rainy, great time to say goodbye, that last hurrah for the Ford Fiesta ST. Such a wonderful car. I gotta definitely give a huge shout out and a thank you to Frank Walker, Weston Walker, Tracy, Benji, Austin, Mark, Denise, Greg. Everybody here at Walker Ford is so awesome, so amazing, helping me bring these amazing Ford products to you, especially ones that are disappearing. This is it. Last year, 2019, I think production is supposed to stop in March of 2019, and that's it for this party. Fiesta is over. If these are the type of cars that you like to see on Rainey's Rides, leave a comment in that comment section. If you have not subscribed yet, honestly, what are you waiting for? I'm bringing the last editions, I'm bringing first editions, and everything in between each and every day. Hit that subscribe button. I promise you it's worthwhile coming back. If you are a subscriber, thank you. Thank you for being on this journey with me. Thank you for your care, dedication, trust. It's such a wonderful thing for me to be able to share my passion and love for cars with all of you. Love the comments. I love the family that we hear on Rainey's Rides and the community. Such a wonderful experience. Make sure you check out my Facebook, Instagram, or Twitter pages. All Rainey's Rides original content all the time. If you want some merch, how do you do it? Hit that button right at the top of the screen right now. It'll take you right to Spreadshirt. You got bandanas, hats, hoodies, bags, the whole 9 yards. I know you want to show your support for Rainey's Rides. I know you want to help promote Rainey's Rides, and you guys are doing an awesome job, and I'm so grateful for that. Speaking of being grateful, we can't forget the cameraman, the man with the plan, Big Guns McGee, Tom Moschner, getting the angles, finding the beauty in this final Fiesta ST. So thank you, Tom. I know everybody finds the beauty in you, especially the ladies. And just like always, guys, I'll see you on the next ride.